and just being able to do that and just being able to look at that against one of the best teams in the league. Again, this team has Kawhi. Kawhi is a basketball psychopath. The man doesn't even know how to laugh properly, but he knows how to play basketball. And even him and Batum and Paul George, they're all long arms and fingers. They get in the lane. They're going to be something to behold in the playoffs. But man, how can you not like what we saw tonight, man?
And by the way, let me just make one quick comment about the Clippers, because we are trying to talk about everything NBA related. If you're the Clippers, you got to be a little nervous, because I know Morris made a couple of threes, but you just gave that guy 40 or 60, and they just gave that massive extension to Kennard, who played I think 4 minutes. Maybe?
Yeah, they pushed their chips all the way into the middle of the table. This is, the Clippers are in the exact same place that we are. They have to beat the Lakers in the playoffs this year. Like their owner, that dude, man, he's just so rich that it doesn't even bother him. It's like water off a duck's back.
Yep.
But dude, man, like they're just throwing all the money at this. Like even Ibaka didn't look like
better work.
Toronto Ibaka tonight. And you know what? They're the second team in their town. The Lakers just won the championship. I don't know, man. I don't know.
But what's unbelievable? What's unbelievable, right? Is like if you're Kawhi, right? Like I keep on thinking about that Bel Air clip with Will Smith in the house alone, and it's just like if Kawhi is looking in that locker room and he's like, wait, I'm going to war with Paul George, Lou Will, two guys who are like complete no-shows in the playoffs consistently, Kennard, Morris, and whatever is left of like Batum's body by the end of the year. Like, and if Beverly's body can stay together because he's obviously out again, like, I don't know. That's rough. I mean,
don't sleep on my man Batum. Like, look, he was 7 to 10 tonight, shot 70%. He looked all right. It's just the Nets are the Nets, man. Like, what are you gonna do against this team?
But here's the deal. This is why I'd be nervous if I'm the Clippers, right? Because I got a 26 4 and 6 out of George, who shot 11 to 24, really good game. I got Kawhi 33 5 and 5, and I got Batum, who went 5 of 8 from 3 with 21 points, and I couldn't win. Like, they're not. Who else are they? They got almost nothing from Luol. That's the only thing they could really say. Like, that's where we went down. But I mean, they got probably the best game of the year from Batum, and they couldn't win.
Right, and that's the grand experiment. I'll keep reminding everyone in the audience. This is Mike D'Antoni's wet dream of a team.
Yep.
If everything was right, meaning you had the right GM for what you believed in, Sean Marks believes in small ball. He believes in it. He is an acolyte of it. He played for Phoenix. He was Steve Nash's teammate. He believes. I thought he was a San Antonio guy, but he was there when San Antonio used it and went to a championship game because of it. Still, he believes in small ball. So not only does Mike D'Antoni get to be the offensive coordinator, where all he has to do is think about offense, but he's running his system with maybe the only players in the world built to run it to the efficiency that Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and the Slim Reaper himself, Kevin Durant.
And
it's demoralizing because let me just say this one thing off of what you just said, right? When you have that team, the question is, can you have can you beat these teams when they go berserk like they did tonight? The Clippers played a great game. The Clippers
Yep.
played a great game. And just like you said, they should be concerned if they're going to play this well and still can't beat the Nets. But the challenge there is in the playoffs, the games get called different. The ball slows down a lot more.
Yep.
And you know, if you say defense wins championships, these guys have the best defense. And just to counteract that, to show Nets fans that, and not just to show, this is really what's going on through my brain. This is the fight every day, and I'm sure you have a similar type of a wrestling match about this team. We have never seen anything like it. If any team would ever win without having a lick of defense, it's the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, and I also want to look. I think you, and Bam, I like you. A great podcast a couple of days ago, and I thought you guys made a good point about how sensitive Nets Twitter is. But I just want to say one thing for people clapping back a little bit in the other way. If for the people that say after this game, like, oh yeah, but Kyrie had an amazing night. He had 39 points. Like, stop it. Like, this is what when you have superstars on your team.
Right.
It's normal for them to have a massive game. That's why
I got like 40 dudes sending me tweets about Kyrie's charities tonight and his mental health.
But my point is like for people to say yeah, but you won't get that Kyrie performance again. First of all, I have no idea if that's true or not. Second of all, if he doesn't do it, one of the other two guys will, because that's
that's a Kyrie performance.
That's why you get superstars. You get superstars not because we have a superstar on the team. You get a superstar because what they do is they consistently do super things. They're great. So for someone to be like, but what are the chances Kevin is gonna again go for 40 or 45?
Very high. Very
awesome.
The chances are likely that he will.
They average 30. That's what they do.
And you want to know what else? When they don't get 30, it's because they're letting one of the other ones get 30. And
yeah, exactly. So that line of argument against the Nets stuff is stuff I can't
That's
listen
ridiculous. To. My problem with Net fans is we go too far with the hero worship and just the fainting at the, oh my God, he's so special. Listen, these are human beings, and if you got to be around them, you would not like them. I'm telling you. I promise you. It's not even their fault, right? Let's not have an imaginary relationship with these players. Some of them are amazing guys, and you want to know what? These guys are good guys too. It's just the process of being a superstar. When you are a superstar, everywhere you go, it's like Twitter, but even worse, because you're seeing Kevin Durant. You're confronted with his ball spot in real life, and you can't help but shine it and polish it when you see him. And that's just the way people react to celebrity. But I want to win the championship.
Yep.
And I don't need anyone to come tell me about all of the good acts or how, someone tweeted tonight, Kyrie is averaging 30 points since he took that mental health break and rested his mind. Look how good it's... Kyrie's always averaged 30 points. Right? Or at least on the Nets. Kyrie is going into the prime of his career. Kevin Durant is not in the prime of his career. He's on the downward curve, right? But his heights are so lofty. His downward is still in places that people have never been in their life. And so is James Harden. James Harden is an older cat. Back in the day, James Harden would have lost all of that weight already. He plays 40 minutes a game, and he's not burning any of that fat. Right? He's getting older. He's getting a body like mine. It's a dad bod. It's what happens when you love your children and you sacrifice everything for them. That's a different conversation. Sorry. Wait. James Harden shouldn't have my body. You see what I'm saying? It's like these guys are great, and the three of them together is great. The but let's not make it what it's not. Let's not be those fans that just want to just you know uh, uh, give these dudes hand jobs every time they do anything. These are good players, but hold them to task and have good basketball IQ. That's what I'm gonna always do for all of our listeners. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. I'm gonna tell you what I hear. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and if it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, I'll be the first one to tell you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, absolutely.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and the prime example is it's been very, very rare that I've criticized Kevin because there's almost nothing to criticize him about. I literally don't care that he was 11 of 13 today. I legitimately thought he was like atrocious in some areas. Like I like it, and that doesn't mean like we're haters. And I think for Nets fans, the difference between me knowing if you're watching the game or like not really watching the game is like seeing that. For Kevin, having 28 points for him at this point is average. Like that's what he does. I mean, his efficiency was amazing.
And he played shit can defense against Kawhi. Kawhi ate him alive.
He didn't rebound well. Or I thought he wasn't as aggressive as he had. He had rebounds, but there was also a ton of shots going up. And he was unbelievably loose with the ball. Like he had another 5 turnovers today.
I'm just gonna say one more crazy thing, and you could think I'm crazy, but tell me if I'm wrong. He has the worst line of the folks that played tonight, but I feel like Jeff Green was a revelation. The reason why I feel that way is because he started at center tonight. We've been having trouble, with guys just scoring at will in the paint. And it's not like he was blocking shots or losing his mind rebounding. He only got 4 rebounds. But he just was a shithouse. And he just mixed it up. And he impeded people from scoring on the way to the basket the best as he can, because this man has never played. As much as people tout him as a small ball 5, he's not Draymond Green out there. But yo, man, he took those guys to task, man, and they tried to jump shoot with us, and that's what won the game for me. I guess I might have gave up one of my 3 things, but Jeff Green, to me, had as much influence on the game as Kyrie. They started him. Everybody was like, "What the hell is Steve Nash doing?" And I think Steve Nash is doing a lot of great things. I think that was a great call, and I think it worked. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he had a really, this could honestly be my player / person that defined the game. I actually thought that, beyond the obvious of Kyrie, I actually thought Nash had a really, really, really good game today, and
absolutely.
I think there's Twitter videos coming out now of him telling Jeff Green to go deep on the play that Harden threw, which was awesome. I thought the rotations were really good. I think he's starting to figure out what the best rotation is when Kyrie and Kevin sit, and have Harden as the main guy. I thought that I thought he used timeouts a little bit better than he had in the past. I liked that I thought they fouled a little bit early, but I thought the fouling at the end of the game made sense. I thought it was generally a really good game for him, and he needed a big coaching, a nice coaching win, and that's what he got today.
It's never gonna look like Nash is doing a good job coaching because of where he comes from.
Yep.
Mike D'Antoni is a live and let die coach. Yep. He doesn't call timeouts when other teams go on runs either. It's his philosophy.